Hi, Farmshare friends! Darlene and
Layla
here with your first Farmshare bag of the 2026 season. Wanted to apologize for the short notice on when we were starting it. I have to let the gardens dictate that. So I hope we were able to get a hold of everybody via email or individual call, and that you guys have all established your first bag except for Saturday's pickup who haven't picked up yet. But Layla and I wanted to go through the bag, show you what's in it, give you some ideas on how to use it. I've been trying to intentionally take all of these same things into my house so I can cook with them as we're harvesting and give you guys some cooking ideas on how to use them. So
let's start with lettuce.
Start with lettuce. Okay. So this is our leaf lettuce. So it is our like a spring mix leaf lettuce. It is probably 5 or 6 different varieties of leaf lettuce. Not that you guys like care about the varieties, but you'll notice like different shaped leaves in there, OP leaf and an inside.
And different colors like purple and green.
Yep. Our lettuce is hand cultivated and triple washed 3 times by hand and then hand packed. So I just did a long long video on Facebook about why that makes a difference. Somebody once came into the store and asked like, oh, does this lettuce last 2 or 3 days? And we looked at, somebody else was in the market with me, we looked at each other, we're like 2 or 3 weeks more like it. We store it just in this bag directly. Some people talk about putting paper towels in there. I don't ever have a problem stored just like that in the refrigerator, and you should get, 2 weeks out of that.
It's good for salads.
Good for salads. Yep. We've been doing lots of salads around the clock. So let's set that out. Okay. And then our next item is this one here,
which is our romaine lettuce, which is my favorite.
Which is Layla's favorite. So when I was walking the gardens, there were a lot of options in regards to greens, which this is the season of greens. And I just had the conversation with one of our Farmshare customers, is like one of the benefits of Farmshare is it really teaches you to eat seasonally. You're like, you open your bag, you're like, wait, there's no tomatoes. So, and we get this question all the time. Like everybody's like, oh, it's warm out, it's gardens, I should have tomatoes. No, we can't even plant the tomatoes outside yet. One, because the soil temperatures are not warm enough, and we're getting these nights where it's down to 40 degrees, and that really stunts the growth of them. So it is the season of greens. Things are growing, but it takes time. So rule of thumb in Missouri is tomatoes by 4th of July. We do always strive to achieve that before then, and I think we're going to be on target for that this year. We do have quite a few blossoms on our determinate tomatoes. So anyway, but
you can see how like the leaves are bigger.
And the romaine works really great as a wrap. So if we have family taco night and I'm wanting to try to eat healthier, I'll just use a piece of that romaine, make my taco in there, roll it up. Chicken salad wraps, Asian lettuce wraps are so good. Very flexible there. Honestly, I find myself just taking a piece of lettuce, rolling it up with nothing in it, and dipping it in dressing, or just eating it by itself. The romaine has been rinsed, but we can't get in between every layer to wash it as diligently as we do the leaf lettuce. In my kitchen, I just check it out, and if there's any dirt, I just dust it off, but that's for you guys to decide what you want to do. I can let you know what we do. I don't ever rewash my romaine. Hold on that note, I was talking earlier about everything that's coming in. It's the season of greens, and I don't want to overwhelm you with greens, but as I was in the gardens and I was looking, and I couldn't decide if we should give you romaine lettuce or leaf lettuce or signature greens or kale or arugula. I just couldn't decide, and I thought, you know what, I'm just giving it all to you guys. So we did a little smaller serving of romaine than we normally do, and that way you guys get the breadth of everything on the farm, and then if you need to share with your neighbor, you can do that. So, but I was just like, I couldn't decide. I was racking my brain on it, and I thought, you know what, they're getting it all. So here it is.
Another lettuce.
This is arugula. So I tried to alternate. So you're either going to get, and you'll look at your sheet here that comes in what's in it. You'll either get arugula or kale this week, and then we'll swap those out for your following Farmshare bags. And the kale and the arugula can both be frozen because they can be cooked. The kale, a lot of people will freeze it. You can freeze it in the bag you want and then just bang it on the counter when you need a chunk for a smoothie or a soup. That Italian wedding soup in the winter is really popular. Yeah, but smoothies are great, you know, with that frozen kale. And the arugula, so you can eat it raw. I mean, I could just open this bag. It's a peppery green if you hadn't had it before. Really delicate and tender. The arugula can be cooked also. So I just recently did a chicken thigh dish where I seared the chicken thigh and then put some broth in and capers. You could put some arugula in on top of that and let that simmer down and eat that together as a dish. So I tried to, when I thought about greens, left something separate so they could be eaten hot. You know, so you don't have to eat the arugula and the kale in a salad. You can make the kale chips, smoothies, arugula, you can cook them, but an arugula salad with a really easy lemon vinaigrette dressing on it is amazing. And so simple, some pine nuts or toasted pecans, but it's got so much flavor. Also really good on top of a pizza. So anyway, so that's kind of some ideas on using those greens in other ways that aren't a salad. And I'll try to give you some ideas on how to make these preservation points throughout the farm share, so that way this winter you maybe still have a little bit left. So okay, cool. I think that's all the bases. You have another rotating item. So we've got 4 things actually that we're rotating through the next few weeks. Not this guy. So these are our sweet salad turnips. So if you have not had them before, they can be eaten raw or cooked. My mother-in-law's favorite way is I'll make a mashed potato and I'll use half potato, half sweet salad turnip, and you use just the bulb, not the green in the potatoes. I mean, you could, but that might get a little tricky. But it makes a really nice, creamy, a little more sweet and flavorful mashed potato. I honestly don't know that my kids have ever known that I've even done that in the mashed potatoes. Nope. Okay. But they are lower glycemic, so those can also be roasted. So we can get to some of your other root veggies, because right now I think of our greens are cold tolerant, and then our root veggies, because the root veggies can stay warm in the ground. Honestly, I find so many families whose kids love these in their lunch. Just slice them up. Oh, and this is being our other farmer. You like turnips, don't you? Yep, he just goes down to the field, picks some, you just hold the green and you just, cut the little root end off and just eat them that way. They are so tender and juicy right now. This is the first harvest. Absolutely amazing. Good sliced in rounds. I call them moon chips, and you can dip them in hummus, but really yummy on a salad. They pair really great with our farmhouse honey harvest dressing. If you have not had that, we sell that in here, so that's amazing. Save the greens. You can use them in a salad. You can saute them, or you can even just put them in a baggie and freeze them, so when you make a vegetable broth, or even I did a chicken broth, I cooked a whole chicken and I cooked it in the crock pot. So then I pulled the rest of the meat off, put the carcass back in there, threw my turnip tops and my radish tops in there, threw a couple carrots and some of the tops of my green garlic, and just put that on low for, I think I did maybe 12 hours on my crock pot, something like that, and made a chicken vegetable broth that I can have for sauteing anything or any soups that we have. So if you haven't turnips, I say these are high curry turnips, and this is probably one of the most unfamiliar vegetable that we give you in Farmshare. We really try to make our Farmshare bags things that you guys know and recognize, so it's not a huge struggle for you to figure out how to use the produce. The other item that you may have gotten this week is our beets. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are absolutely beautiful. The beet greens are to die for. They are so stunning right now. They are just loving this weather. My favorite way to cook the beet tops is I just chop them up, roll the leaves in a big burrito, and then just chop them up that way. And I saute them on a high heat in some of our lard, which we do sell in the market. I highly recommend getting, because you'll use it, with all the veggies this summer. But even add some onion to that. You could add some of our mushrooms to that, but kind of crispy beet greens. I have to remind myself that they're for the meal and not to eat them all before. As for the beet itself, my favorite way is I cut the tops off about 1 inch above the beet. So that way it doesn't open the beet up, so it doesn't bleed and really turn your water crazy purple, but it will anyway. But a little, not as bad. Cut it about 1 inch up, and then boil them. So I just boil them until I can stick a fork in them easily, and then let them cool. And then the peel comes right off. It's actually really fun. So the peel pops right off, and then I slice them and do equal parts honey and vinegar with a lot of slices of big white onion, and put that in the refrigerator and have this cold pickled beet salad with some salt and pepper on it. That is my favorite way. Some people like them just sliced up on a salad. If you have not had beets before, or had beets that you didn't like, don't knock these until you try them, because I've had so many people tell me that we have converted them to beet eaters because these are so tasty, and they're just going to be, they don't taste like dirt like the ones you've had in the past. So beets also roast really nicely. So I have a ton of people that will roast them, put some butter and salt on them when they're done, and they're great that way too. So very versatile. You want to talk about these?
Yep. Okay. We've got radishes and carrots.
Yep, so these are traditional round radishes. They're great on a salad, but they can be roasted also, and it really milds that flavor out. So if you're like, I don't like radish, highly recommend to try them cooked. Just cut the stem off, cut the greens off. You can cut them in half depending on how big your other vegetables are that you're roasting. Throw some olive oil or a couple dollops of your lard on that pan, let it roast for a few minutes, and then toss them around in that lard.
Yeah. One of my favorite vegetables on the farm right now is carrots. And then later we'll have cherry tomatoes, which is also, I really like them.
Yep. Our carrots are definitely, I think, second to our lettuce, our best-selling products. I've had somebody tell me, they're like, I grow carrots myself and they don't even taste this good. Like, I'm going to stop growing them because Lucky Dogs are the best. These are overwintered carrots, so the carrots have to create more sugars to keep them safe during the cold nights. So they're going to be extra sweet right now. And a note on your radishes, you can cook the radish tops. So like I said, you can use them for broth, but you can also chop them up and saute them. I think it's Emerald Lagasse has a really good radish top recipe. So,
and then
the last item, you can take it out of the bag.
Okay.
Because it smells so good.
It is
green garlic. Yep. So, I will, because this video is getting really long, when we have garlic scapes, I'll talk about how we can eat garlic 3 ways, but this is the first way. It's green garlic, so it's before the cloves have started forming within the bulb under the ground. So these were planted last October. Oh my gosh, they smell good, so good. They can be used from root to green. So I just cut them like this, chop them up. What did I throw? I threw them in a pasta salad this week. I've sauteed with them. I can't even remember. I've used them almost every night. If you want to get adventurous, you can heat up some oil. I would use lard, a little bitty pan, and you can put these greens in there and fry those and then throw those on top of your salad. It's like crispy onion straw, crispy garlic straws, really. But yeah, use all the way up. Like I said, I just cut this very top part off and used that in my broth, threw that in my broth for flavor. So that is, the other rotating item that you may have gotten is asparagus. So we are trying to work those through. Asparagus starts really early in the season before we start Farmshare. So if I had seen you in the market, I tried to get any of those folks asparagus. So if there's 1 week that your bag seems a little light, it's just because I'd gotten you your asparagus early. So that way I could make sure I got it around to everybody. And then if you did the egg share, your eggs will be in your basket. And those are usually available a la carte also if you ever need them while you're in the market. If you are Chesterfield or St. Charles and ever need something added to your basket, let us know. We can do an online order and make sure that that is added to your basket. I will try to do these for the first maybe 10 weeks or so, just to get all of those new products that you may not have seen, get you some ideas on how to store them. All of these items are best stored in their bag. The green garlic, if you do want to preserve it, you can not preserve, well, you could freeze it, but you can bend it down and put it in your bag. We just didn't want to because it's so pretty, and that'll stay longer.
Another thing my mom likes to do with the eggs is she'll put 2 blues, 2 whites, and the rest will be brown.
She knows my packing tricks. So awesome. Thank you guys for following along, and let us know if you need help eating anything, finding new recipes. Away we have lots of options to share with you. Thanks.